We've seen plenty of eyesore teams over the years in the NBA, but the ones on this list stand out among the pack. You can understand how god-awful these teams are, considering that the recent Cleveland Cavaliers team doesn't even come close to making the list. What makes the entrance on this list even worse is that none of these teams were in their first NBA season. Expansion franchises mightily struggle in their first season, but none of them were as bad as the teams on this list. 1997-98 Denver Nuggets, 11-71. In the 1993-94 season, the Denver Nuggets were one game away from reaching the Western Conference Finals, but lost Game 7 to Utah. There was excitement regarding the team's future, but it would all be downhill from that point. After the 1995-96 season, Dikembe Mutombo left in free agency, and the Nuggets plummeted, finishing 21-61, but the worst was yet to come. In the following offseason, they traded away promising young center Antonio McDyess for future draft picks. They acquired Eric Williams from Boston and Johnny Newman from Milwaukee. Williams led the team in scoring, but played just 4 games, as a knee injury ruled him out for the season, and boy did they struggle without him. The Nuggets started off the season 0-12. They won 2 of their next 5, but lost 23 in a row after that. 40 games in, they were 2-38, and looked set to have the worst record in NBA history. A 16-game losing streak later on didn't help. They avoided finishing with the worst record in NBA history by winning 6 of the last 19 games. The following seasons wouldn't be much better. The Nuggets passed on Dirk Nowitzki, Paul Pierce, and Vince Carter in the 1998 draft, and kept messing up until the 2003 draft, when they selected Carmelo Anthony. 1992-93 Dallas Mavericks, 11-71. While today we know of the Mavericks as a relatively well-run organization, they were pretty much a joke throughout the 90s. They made it to the playoffs in the 1989-90 season, but wouldn't make it back for the next 10 years. Problems began for the Mavericks before the 1991-92 season, as Roy Tarpley was banned from the league because of his 3rd violation of the drug use policy of the league. 2-time All-Star Fat Lever, acquired in 1990, would struggle mightily with injuries. Following a 22-60 season in 1991-92, the Mavs also traded leading scorer Rolando Blackman in the offseason. The 92-93 season started disastrously. Lever was ruled out for the whole season, and the 4th pick in the draft, Jim Jackson, refused to join due to a contract dispute, which would go on until March. They started the season 1-15, were 2-30 at one point, and had a record of 4-50 when Jackson finally joined the team. It's safe to say these Mavs would have certainly ended up with the worst record had he not joined. Jackson helped them win 7 out of the last 28 games, including the final 2 of the season, to ensure they wouldn't end up with the worst record in NBA history. This disastrous season for the Mavs included 3 losing streaks of over 10 games, with the longest being 19. They finished with the worst point differential in NBA history, with a differential of 15.2 points per game. 2015-16 Philadelphia 76ers, 10-72. While trust the process finally seems to have rewarded the 76ers with 2 franchise cornerstones in Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, the process sure was painful. Philly went through one of the worst 3-year stretches in NBA history, winning 47 games in 3 seasons, which started in 2013-14 and culminated with the horrific 15-16 season. The Sixers' fortunes started to take a downturn after they traded away Andre Iguodala for Andrew Bynum in a 3-team trade in 2012. Bynum would never play a game for Philly due to injuries. The Sixers then started tanking in the 13-14 season by trading away Jrue Holiday for Nerlens Noel and a 2014 draft pick. Noel would miss the whole season. In 14-15, they drafted Embiid, who wouldn't play an NBA game for his first 2 seasons, and traded away Williams for draft picks. Injuries and trading away their best players ensured that the following season would be a disaster. Despite rookie Jahlil Okafor having a solid season, they started off 0-18, which when combined with a 10-game losing streak from last season, led to a record 28-game losing streak. Further, they had 2 losing streaks of 12 games that season, and another of 13. They secured win number 10 in their 78th game to ensure they wouldn't end up with the worst record in NBA history. 1972-73 Philadelphia 76ers, 9-73. The Sixers enjoy the dubious distinction of having 2 of the 5 worst seasons in NBA history. Philly won the NBA title in 1967 and set the record then of 68 wins in the regular season. Just 6 seasons later, they recorded what was the worst season in NBA history. The Sixers' demise that season is easy to explain. Before the 1972-73 season, Hall of Fame coach Jack Ramsey left the team for the Buffalo Braves, and Hall of Famer Billy Cunningham bolted for the ABA. They had also traded away All-Star Archie Clark a season before. They started off the season by losing the first 15 games. A 14-game and a then record 20-game losing streak meant the Sixers after 62 games were 4-58, a 6.5% winning percentage. a pace which would mean they would end up 5-77. Rather surprisingly, however, they won 5 of their next 7 games, even beating the eventual champion Knicks. The optimism wouldn't last any longer, as they lost the final 13 games to end up with the worst record in an 82-game season in NBA history. They would, however, rebound quickly from the disappointment and reach 4 NBA Finals and win 1 title the 10 years that followed this horrific season. There is hope that the current Sixers bunch can follow their footsteps and return to the top.
Get the attention you deserve with a custom neon sign. We offer handmade neon signs. Our process is simple. Visit our website, glonio.com, and click Custom Neon Builder for an on-demand experience. Start typing your custom text, choose a font, color, and size. We will handle the rest by handcrafting your LED neon. We also produce high-quality neons to match your business logo by completing the form on our Business Neons page.
2011 to 2012, Charlotte Bobcats, 7-59. The Charlotte Bobcats are considered as the worst team in NBA history. The 2011-12 Bobcats were just god-awful, and thankfully for them, it was the lockout-shortened season with just 66 games. A combination of injuries and the lack of talent meant they were completely outmatched, and it should have never come to this. In 2009-10, Larry Brown led the Bobcats' incarnation of the franchise to its first winning record and a playoff appearance. Then, Tyson Chandler was traded away before the start of the 10-11 season, and Gerald Wallace was traded during the season, with the Bobcats getting marginal players in return, and the Bobcats eventually missed the playoffs. Leading scorer Steven Jackson was then traded for Corey Maggott and a draft pick before the start of the 11-12 season. They started off the season 2-4, but went 5-55 the rest of the way. Maggott only played 32 games due to injury, and DJ Augustin also missed some time. The 2 players drafted, Kemba Walker and Bismack Biyombo, had decent rookie campaigns, but nothing spectacular. After the 2-4 start, the Bobcats were 7-36, thanks to a 16-game losing streak, but were seemingly in no danger of posting the worst record percentage-wise in NBA history. But they did. The Bobcats lost their final 23 games, to end with a woeful winning percentage of 10.6%, just lower than the 1972-73 Sixers. To their credit, they've rebounded well from the disaster and made 2 playoff appearances in the following 4 seasons. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for tuning in.